Hello. How's everyone doing, y'all? Yesterday was a busy day, and today I'm gonna do this show for you guys, and then I'm gonna have to go out and do some errands. So I do apologize that I did not post anything yesterday. We are still honoring Black History Month. If you haven't noticed that on my community page for the past month in February, I've been honoring everyone that I can think of, or everyone based on research day by day with Black February. And I'm honestly going to think about doing more honoring and paying homage to people for the Black History Month throughout, just not just for February, just throughout in general, because, you know, Black history, as they say, is American history. So, y'all, it's just been so much going on with Wendy, and so much going on with the Sherri show, and then she was on Andy Cohen last night. It was just too much going on. Read the description below if you want to follow me on my Instagram, on my social media. Super chats are appreciated. Super chats are appreciated. I do appreciate the super chats. You can always write in the comments. I do read the comments. Hello, Squill. All right, so I'm going to break it down because there's just too much going on. It's a lot of confusion going on, and a lot of people just want to hear something from Wendy. All right, so last week I reported that per TMZ got sources that basically said if Wendy Williams is not okay, if she is not okay from now up till next season, till September, they're going to pull the plug on her. So they're going to monitor her health. And so a lot of people were wondering, well, what's the problem? Like, why the new coverage of Sherri Shepherd's show? Well, I told you guys before, if you haven't watched my previous videos, from a PR standpoint, the reason why they decided to pull the plug on Wendy Williams is because she made a new Instagram, because she no longer has access to her show's Instagram. She has a new Instagram called The Real Wendy Williams Online. And someone decided to, I don't know if it's her son, I don't know if whoever's on her team, I'm assuming it's her son, decided to put out a video on Instagram. Now, I told you guys that I didn't believe that this video was current for multiple reasons. The first reason was because she said her age wrong, right? She said her age wrong. She's supposed to say she was 57 because she's currently 57. She turned 57 in July, right? So I'm assuming was possibly before she made 57 years old. And secondly, she also referred to her mom in the present tense, as if her mom is not passed. Now, I am a Wendy fan. I do understand she says certain things in her own way and sort of like speak to her mom as she did on her show, as if it was present. But something was clearly off with that video, because if you look at the time frame between when that video was pulled out to between you see her leaving out the wellness center with a nice Versace red robe, clearly not looking well. There's obviously a difference with her perception there. And that's the reason why I was like, this video is off. It's clearly off. And so with her company, and I've said this before, even Debmar Mercury put out a statement, because y'all, I know PR. I have a degree in business in school, so I understand the whole business perspective of media. With her putting out a video using her own personal account versus her business account, right? And Debmar Mercury's team is putting out a statement saying that she is taking time off because of Graves' disease. She's taking time off because she, is going through stuff. We had numerous statements. We had 3 statements before they decided to find, Bevy Smith and Elizabeth Wagmeister and Michael Yo and other folks to host her show on other days and stuff like that. They put out multiple statements, and October 18th, they just decided, hey, we need to go on with the show. So they put out multiple statements since October 18th on the start of her show, because they kept pushing it back, saying that something is off, something is wrong. Wendy needs time to rest. She has the graves and everything like that. So by her putting out a personal video on a different Instagram account, that tells advertisers, that tells stakeholders, that tells the Wendy Williams fan that, hey, wait, hold on. We're getting a statement from Debmar Mercury that says X, Y, and Z. But Wendy looking like she's mentally able, like 90% mentally able to respond to questions and to converse like she used to do on the show, right? And so with that being said, That's the reason why they decided to pull the plug and align Sherri Shepherd with that show. They're like, you know what? We're not going to wait until September. She decided that she wanted to come on video or have someone put this video out there for a narrative that's been inconsistent with our narrative through the past 7-8 months of her being unwell. We got to pull the plug because now we're not seen as credible. And we have sponsors, we have advertisers, we have people that are with us, and that can make their brand look horrible as well. So that's the reason why they decided to give Sherri Shepherd Wendy's time slot. Now, I did post something via Twitter about Sherri Shepherd basically honoring Wendy, calling her the queen. This was on, I believe this was like on Monday or Tuesday. This is before the announcement. This was the day before yesterday, before Sherri announced that she was going to be on the show. So Sherri didn't announce the day before yesterday she was going to be on the show. She just gave Wendy Williams her homage. She said, "Thank you for the queen for letting me do your show." However, if you notice, if you go back to the day before yesterday, because yesterday she announced that she was going to be on the show. If you go back the day before yesterday, you will see that there was a Sherri Shepherd cup on the desk. However, she was giving Wendy Williams her homage. So Sherri knew. Sherri Shepherd knew the day, like long before back. I mean, I had an exclusive video with you guys with her with Flame Monroe. She was telling Flame, "I'm trying to level up. I need to think about who I need to align myself with because I need to level up in this industry." So she knew all this time she was going to get her show. She knew way before yesterday. She knew quite a while, but she decided to announce it yesterday. You got to understand, Sherri Shepherd's PR, they're very, very try to go by the book. Their job is to not have Sherri Shepherd look badly in the media. I heard that Sherri Shepherd's publicist, she represented Usher, and we really didn't hear nothing bad about Usher until recently, until with the alleged her perps on the next with various people that accused them of giving them ailments after they did the thing. So we haven't really heard anything about. I don't even think, because I've been listening to Usher since the 90s. So I personally I can't think of any bad story about Usher like years back, besides until like recently 2 years ago, because the same publicist that represent Usher is also representing Sherri Shepherd, and her job is to make sure Sherri Shepherd looks good. The only two things we know about Sherri is that baby drama, and we also, her comment that she made on The View, which is really nothing like, nothing like scandalous. The only thing really is the baby stuff, right? And so her job is to literally be by the book and make Sherri Shepherd look good in the media, because that's who Sherri is. Sherri's alignment with the media is going to be like an Ellen. You see what I mean? It's going to be like how Ellen had, good media press for 18, almost 19 years. And then all of a sudden this scandal just popped up out of nowhere. So she's trying to align herself like that. She's really not trying to align herself like a housewife or like drama. And, so her PR team is trying to be like really, really strategic with how Sherri Shepherd wants to be perceived. So this is the reason why. And I told you guys last year, because this has been going on for 2 years now, that people were saying that they're going to get rid of Wendy. They tried with the Jerry O'Connell show. It didn't work out, right? They tried with the Nick Cannon show. Nick Cannon had bad ratings his first week, and now he's talking about himself and talk about that so his ratings can amp up. So with them not having a person to replace Wendy, now is sort of a good/bad time, because it's still a bad transition, but they're trying their best to make it seem like it's not Sherri replacing Wendy, when in matter of fact, it is Sherri replacing Wendy, because girl, you have her time slot. Not only have your time slot, you are taking her staff. And I'm not sure if you're going to take her fan page or her Twitter page, her Instagram, her Facebook. And if you do, I think that's highly dirty for them to do that. I think that she needs to have her own fan page, because, Wendy has, and I don't even know the legalese of what Wendy's going to do if she can be able to take her Facebook fan page, because I do recall Tommy Loren, bad example, but Tommy Loren from Fox News, when The Blaze, she used to be on a show called The Blaze. It's a Republican show, they fired her because she was on The View, and she told all the women on The View that she is pro-choice, although she's a Republican. Next thing you know, Glenn Beck, a Republican host who is the CEO of The Blaze at the time, he allegedly fired her because she made a statement that she is pro-choice on the show, but yet she is a Republican at the same time. And so she sued because they wanted to take over her Facebook fan page that had millions of followers. So I don't know what Wendy's going to do in terms of the fan page. I don't know the legalese around that. I don't know what's in her clause, in her contract. I'm not sure what she's going to do about that. We all know that, what's his name? The Zimmerman guy, his last name is Tristan Zimmerman is Wendy Williams' digital manager. He handles all of that. He handles her social media. Wendy don't know how to send an email. She don't know how to do social media. She don't know how to do Twitter. So I don't know what the legalese is around that. Supposedly she fired her management, Bernie, who used to represent Rosie. So I don't know what's going to happen with her about the social media stuff. But we're just going to have to see what occurs in the future. So Sherri is replacing Wendy. She's replacing her. I don't care what kind of words you use or what kind of homage you try to put into the fans' mind, or what kind of homage you're trying to put into the Wendy fans' minds. But you are replacing Wendy Williams. You have her time slots. You have her staff, and I'm assuming you also have her studio, right? And I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just calling it out like I see it, because that's just the person I am. You were taking her show. You're taking her show. And last night, she was on Andy Cohen. And Andy Cohen made a question saying, so I heard you're, taking the place of Wendy with your own show. Sherri's face went like full-on anxiety because she thought he was going to say, so I heard you're replacing Wendy. Y'all need to go watch that clip and look at her facial reaction, her body language when Andy said that. Andy would go there, So, okay, so she's replacing Wendy. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know that Sherri Shepherd has hosting experience, not just with The View and not just with the Dish Nation. Sherri actually used to host a game show that I used to watch in the past. It used to call the Newlywed Game. It used to be a game show where newlyweds would come on. It would be like 3 couples and they would compete for a honeymoon trip. I don't know if you guys used to watch that. I used to watch that show, and I used to watch the show with Carlton had the show from Fresh Prince. He had a show on that same network, a game show as well. So she has hosting experience. She can host her own show. Like, I'm not taking away her talent. I'm not minimizing her capability. What I am saying is the transition is off. Just like I got into it with Nichelle Turner from Entertainment Tonight. I wasn't minimizing her talent or her capability. I was just saying they were trying to hire the first Black anchor at Entertainment Tonight randomly after 41 years after that whole scandal happened with The Talk. You see what I mean? So the transition is off. It's not a smooth transition, and it sucks to be in someone's shoes when you've been in this industry for many years, for many decades, and you get the job that you want, but it's the transition is off, right? So, all right. So here's the thing. On Sherri's Twitter page, she thanked Wendy Williams via Deadline that there were sources that said that Wendy Williams was happy, she was okay, something to that narrative that she's happy with the transition, and she's grateful that Sherri Shepherd hosted for her and stuff like that. And a lot of people that know Wendy know that Wendy don't talk like that. That's not Wendy. Wendy is never like, oh, I'm so thankful. If y'all know, Wendy don't want people to host her show. Like, literally, Wendy's a workaholic. Something really got to be up for Wendy not to host her show. So that person that put out that statement is supposedly Wendy's PR crisis person that she dealt with. Now, this person has worked with Larry King. This person has worked with Star Jones, ex-husband Al Reynolds. He worked with a lot of legends and everything. So this is not some random Joe Schmo. He has a website that tells you the essence of PR crisis, PR strategy. He basically is the white Olivia Pope, okay? He works with a lot of celebrities. Like, a lot of celebrities worked with him, right? He put out a statement and basically saying, within the narrative that Wendy's, she's okay, she's happy that with this transition, and she understands the rules of business, that Denmark Mercury has to move forward with someone else because Wendy is still supposedly not well. So next thing you know, I'm not sure if this is Wendy, or I'm not sure if it's her son or whomever. There was a story on Wendy's Instagram page that was posted as a statement that basically said that something to the effect of, with all due respect, Mr. Bragman, I respect you and I respect your work, but I did not give you the authority. I didn't give a statement, right? So the next day, which was yesterday, the PR guy replied and said, I'm not sure who is under that statement. I'm not sure if Wendy wrote that statement, but when Wendy is ready, she could personally contact me and we can talk about moving forward and everything. So I honestly, you guys, I really don't think Wendy is under that Instagram page. I think it's her Instagram, but I think it's someone that's running it. I don't think Wendy is putting out statements. And I don't, or if she is putting out statements, I think it could be maybe her sister. She's an attorney. Shout out to Wendy's sister, because we don't hear nothing. She didn't try to propel her career off of Wendy. She didn't try to get her 15 minutes. Wendy Williams, I never gave her flowers, because this is a woman who never came out, spoke about Wendy, nothing, unlike the brother. The brother did, Tommy. But I'm a shout out to Wanda, but I don't know who is under Wendy's Instagram page. I'm not sure if it's the son, because, I don't think the son would write that, how it was written. It sounds like a professional would write that. But at the same time, I don't think Wendy would have wrote that either, because she doesn't know how to do social media. And I don't think Wendy is actually, I just don't think she's 100% there. I feel like she is worse than she was when she was on the show. Because on the show, we clearly knew something was wrong with her. But I think she's in a worse state of mind. Because had she not been in a worse state of mind, had she been in the same state of mind she was when she was on the show hosting, she would be hosting Wendy. She would still be hosting the show, right? So Wendy was like, no, you're not going to be commenting on my stuff, like, or whoever wrote it. I don't know. So supposedly by Denmark Mercury pulling the plug out of Wendy and listen to Wendy Williams now, they're going to get a pay cut. Like, in other words, their salaries or whatever they get paid throughout their union, because a lot of the people who do the cameras and the people that work for Wendy, they are under a union. For example, like when you're an actor by trade, there's a thing called SAG. And that's basically a membership in a union that you got to renew every year or so to make sure that you are in line within the industry for you to work. And that's where all your benefits come from, and your policies for your work and everything, right? So they work under Wendy, but they also have to align themselves with the membership that they're in. So by them switching to Sherri, now the budget is going to change, right? The budget is going to change. It's basically they're starting over with the new show. They're starting over. They don't really know if Sherri's going to get the same views like Wendy got, the same amount of viewerships that Wendy Williams got. They don't know if they're going to align themselves with the same sponsor, because Sherri Shepherd is supposedly going to do this show like an Ellen DeGeneres type of show. It's not going to be an outspoken, unfiltered show. Like, it's going to be like an Ellen DeGeneres type of show, which I kind of feel, because she's a comedian. And she's a positive, like to be positive, and she calls herself a woman of faith. So she's not going to have a show like Wendy. So by them switching gears, they're starting over from scratch, season one. Like, season one, the show basically don't got no budget, right? And so the staff, unfortunately, they get a pay cut, but fortunately, they still have a job, because we all know, well, at least I know, when you are in this industry and you work for a talk show, literally, you never know how long that job is going to last. Because unless you get that report saying, hey, we're about to renew for a year, 2 years, so on and so forth. So they're taking a massive pay cut. For the show. And this is actually factual. This came from someone that works in the industry. A lot of YouTubers didn't report this. I'm like, why didn't they talk about this? So they cut, and we're just going to have to go from there and see what occurs. Now, Wendy Williams is not done. A lot of people think she's done. A lot of people think, oh, she's not okay. Wendy can easily summer up a deal via SiriusXM, via Spotify, or some other podcast where she can contractually get her own deal. And a lot of these podcasts pay a lot of money. these podcasts actually pay more than show hosts pay. Wendy can get a deal via Spotify that pays her way more than she was currently getting at that talk show. Joe Rogan got offered $100 million deal for 4 years via Rumble, which is a Republican social media / podcast type of site. $100 million within 4 years. It's $25 million a year. Wendy's now making $25 million a year on that talk show. She's probably making $15 million or under a year on that talk show, right? She's not making 25. So with podcasts, she can definitely summer up her a deal with a podcast, and she can go back to how she was on the radio, because when you're on a podcast, you really don't have to worry about much about FCC guidelines, about being fined for saying stuff or for saying certain things. So she can literally go back to her old ways on the radio and do what she did that made her popular. And she's not done. I can see her writing another book. I can see her possibly teaching like she wanted to do. The girl is not finished. Like, she's still young. I see her coming back. I have people who are in line with other networks who have colleagues at other networks tell me that she's going to rebrand. Like, Wendy Williams is, and this is honest, she's going to rebrand. Like, she's coming back, but in a different way. Like, I had people come and tell me that know people that work in different networks that hear things, and they said that she's going to rebrand, and that's what she's going to do. She's going to rebrand. I do what she said. I'm not trying to minimize her talent. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve her own show. But I'm also saying that what she said yesterday on her show, first of all, I cried with her when she cried at the end. Like, I felt a little teary-eyed. Like, I felt for her. But there's a reason why there's lawyers and attorneys and police officers that can psychologically say something or tell you something that can make you feel like you're crazy, or that can just sum up. You can basically sum up words in your own favor. If you are great with words and great at speaking, you can make yourself look justifiable and make yourself also look like that you're telling the truth. There's a lot of people that can speak really well, and they manufacture their words and twist it around for their favor. And when I say that, what I mean is, by her saying that no one can replace the queen, I'm not replacing her. You are replacing her. You maybe not brand-wise, not brand equity-wise, not brand identity-wise. You're not replacing her, but you are replacing her show. You're taking her time slot, okay? Had she been on her show, then my Mercury said, girl, we about to give you your show on a different time slot, then you would have got your new show, right? You're supposed to be tested. You're supposed to get a 6 sneak peek. The summer's around the corner, right? Spring's around, and you're supposed to get a 6-week sneak peek, get tested in higher markets like Texas, Chicago, Philly, Los Angeles, New York. And once they see that you have an audience in those areas, that's when they're going to give you a contract for a year or so, and you go from there. That's what Wendy did. That's what The Real Daytime did. That's what Jerry O'Connell did. I believe that's what Nick Cannon did as well. And so you're not doing that. You're giving a show. So basically, you passed the audition line. You passed the audition to perform for a movie, and you're given a spot because that person is no longer able, allegedly, to host their show, right? That's what she's getting it handed to her because Wendy's not there, So Sherri also did say, I heard that she was supposed to get a show by CBS, but instead they went with the Drew Barrymore show. That's what I heard. I mean, that's what she said on her podcast. But someone said that she had on her podcast, I believe, Two Funny Mamas. I believe she said it on there. She was like, I was supposed to get a talk show through CBS, but instead they hired Drew Barrymore over myself, and that's what happened. So I do wish her well. Like I said, I don't like the transition. It seems dirty. I don't care how godly, how biblical like she words it and everything. It's the transition is dirty. Like, it's just like, it's not good. I just don't like it. I don't. I really don't. When Nick Cannon got his show, I watched the first day. I wasn't really feeling it because it's not my type of show. But I didn't come on here on camera and said, and Basta Man, I said, congratulations, you got a show, because he got it. Nick Cannon had a show. Nick Cannon had a talk show before, years back on Nickelodeon. Like this man has been in the industry forever. So talk shows isn't new to him, you know, at all. He hosted America's Got Talent. Like he knows how to host a show, right? And so does Sherri. Sherri knows how to host a show as well. I just told you she was on the Newlywed Game. I don't know if it still plays, but she used to be the host on there. And then before her, there was a white singer. I forgot her name. She used to co-host the Talk a Lot, guest host the Talk a Lot. So like she can host a show. I just don't like I just don't like how dirty this feels, the transition of it all. I just don't like it. And had she said, you know what, I'm getting this show, you know, and I'm replacing Wendy's time slot. You know, unfortunately, I'm not sure what's going on with Wendy. She's not well, but I'm taking her time slot. As opposed to saying, I'm not replacing Wendy. Wendy's the queen. Like I said, you can manufacture words any way you want to make it sound like in your favor. But we know you're taking the show. May not be the same type of show, but you're taking her time slot, which equals taking her show. So that's pretty much everything that I have to say. Let me read y'all comments. Wa alaikum salam, squill. Hello. I like to speak different languages, so I want to unite everybody. Come in. I didn't say that did I say that when I started? Warrior said that's not Wendy's staff. The network pays the staff, and her staff has a lot of complaints and very. Okay, we're not bringing the past. We're talking about now. You know, I think they're all back. I think her show is going to flop. Another thing is like a lot of people, including myself, but then again, you would be surprised. A lot of people, including myself, are, and if anybody want to come on, I'm gonna give you some time to come on. But let me just say this: a lot of people, including myself, is saying that I don't see her lasting at 3 seasons. But nowadays, you never know, because I said that with Tamron Hall. I actually was like, I don't see Tamron Hall lasting 3 seasons. She's on her 3rd season now, right? And I know she's under the OWN network. I know she's friends with Oprah, and Tyler Perry likes her. So, you know, she has a lot of Black accomplished celebrities that are in favor of her. Not to say that's the reason why her show's lasting, but I mean, it could be part of it. And also because NBC basically did her wrong. And so God is giving her, you know, what she deserves, her own type of show. And so her show lasts. So I can't tell nowadays. I'm not sure if her show's going to last or not, Sherri Shepherd. It probably can, because like I said, most of the Black community is writing for her a lot, but there's some out there that don't like it. They don't like it. I've been reading the comments. They don't like it at all. But there's a niche for her. There's a market for Sherri, because Ellen DeGeneres is leaving next season. And so she can be that comedian, that, you know, friendly type of comedian. Hopefully, truthfully, that's her. Which I think it is, because I always hear great stuff about Sherri Shepherd behind the scenes. I don't hear nothing bad about her. I did about Ellen, because I know people that know her years back. Before this scandal came out, I knew about her. But with Sherri, I don't hear nothing bad. So she has a niche. With a comedian being African-American, that's 2 good things that she have under her belt that I can see where her show would last. So we're just going to have to see. I'm just going to have to eye it out and see. Now, had Ellen didn't lose her job or allegedly leave that Warner Brothers show, then I would say, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. But we're going to see. I think she's going to be fine. I think she's going to be fine because there's a market out there for her. There's a market, you know. What's not right, Betsy? Hold on, Buzzy. I'm going to have you on. Sherri Shepherd is not replacing Wendy. She let it be known that she knows she's not on the same level when he has established on. Yes, she is replacing Wendy. She's replacing Wendy, and I said this so many times. A lot of y'all asking me, why do I repeat myself? Because I get comments like this that constantly repeats and misses what I say. She's replacing Wendy because she is taking her time slot. Had Wendy been on that show and they gave her a different time slot, that would have been her own. That would have been okay. She got her show on her own accord. She didn't get the show on her own accord. She got the show because Wendy is not there, and by her talent, she was able to get some ratings for the show. But a lot of people are saying the reason why she got those ratings was because they were expecting Wendy to come back. And I can see that happening. You got to think about it this way with The Real. When Tamar was hospitalized, you know, and took some time off for The Real, allegedly when Lonnie Love, you know, sent out an email, a letter to the network saying, you know, the ratings are still the same with Tamar not being there. Like, why is she on the show now, allegedly? Lonnie Love allegedly said she's a liability. The ratings are the same. Why have we here? Well, the ratings were the same because people were expecting her to arrive back, right? As soon as we got the word that she's not coming back, the Real flopped big time. Their ratings flopped to the point where they tried to be like The View and talk about social issues and politics and so on and so forth, right? So people really thought, same thing with Wendy. The first week on October 18th, when Wendy came, the ratings did really well because people wanted to see what was going to happen, how the show was going to form. You see what I mean? So, yes, she did well hosting Wendy. Sherri Shepherd did it in her own way, and she did it like in her own flavor. Like one thing I can say, she has her own identity. Like, you know, she knows who she is as a person, but people also were curious as well. You know what I mean? So, if her ratings are high as it was when she was hosting Wendy, I'd be surprised. I'm just gonna say that. So, facts. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I respect the fact that you would feel she should have used a different choice of words. Yeah, because she said she's not replacing Wendy. Wendy is the queen. But like I said, there's a reason why there's psychologists. Well, let me put psychologists. There's a reason why there's lawyers. There's a reason why there's police officers where they can gaslight you and make it seem like you're crazy, or an attorney and a defense attorney can make OJ allegedly look innocent, or, you know, in a trial. There's a way where you can manufacture words and make it justifiable in your own favor. I mean, if you're good with words, if you're good at speaking, you can make it seem like, okay, like I can twist this around and make it seem like public PR wise that it's in my favor. She's replacing Wendy, not through branding, because she is not Wendy. Her talent is not Wendy. She's not unfiltered. You know, she's for the industry. Wendy's not for the industry. She's for the people. As she say, you can either be for the industry or for the people. Wendy's for the people. Sherri to the parties. She's friends with the celebrities. You know what I mean? That's not Wendy, right? Sherri is basically Ellen or a Jimmy Kimmel, a Jimmy Fallon. You know, they're for the industry. You see what I mean? So you are replacing Wendy because you are taking her time slot. Nick Cannon did not replace Wendy because he has his own show after Wendy on a different time slot. You see what I mean? When you host a show, you are given an audition for 6 weeks in big markets like Chicago, like Philly, like Texas, like LA. And if you do well, that's when they're going to put you up on contract for about a year or so. Sherri did not have that. She passed that audition phase and ended up taking her time slot. So she didn't get the show on her own accord. She got the show through Wendy not being able to host her own show. That's just facts, you know. And I'm not being biased. I'm just I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I'm not minimizing her talent. I'm not saying she's not talented enough for her own show. I'm just saying the transition of it all, or like the way she got it, was dirty, was not right, right? And I think she needs to retract her statement on Twitter, because she thanked Wendy for saying, "Thank you, Wendy, for appreciating me for hosting her show." Wendy did not say those words. Those were her. That's the PR guy, Mr. Bragman. PR guy wrote those words. Wendy doesn't talk like that. She doesn't. You know. I think most Wendy watchers will not enjoy Sherri Shepherd, and it will flop. We want the gossip. Mr. doesn't do it. User community, and that's not going to last. Yeah, that's it. I'm not really sure. I can see that happening, but I also think that there is a market for her because, you know, Ellen is leaving. This is her last season, so next season there's no more Ellen DeGeneres, and so there's a market for a comedian, and she's also African American, and like so. I mean, that helps, right? If you're African American, you know, a lot of people like Black culture influence and like pop culture is a lot of it is highly encompassed by African Americans, correct? By Black people, right? So I can see her doing well, but then I can also see your reasoning that you don't see her doing well in that time slot because people are still nostalgic and still like not over Wendy Williams. And unfortunately for Sherri, someone said this as well, for the first year and the second year, she's going to be bombarded by comments that's saying, well, you replaced Wendy. Like, she's going to have to prove herself. Sherri's going to have to prove herself as someone that can like host a show for like 2 years. You see what I mean? Like, she's going to have to prove herself because people are still inclined to the facts that she did not get her show, I'm sorry, on her own accord. She replaced Wendy Williams by having her time slot. People are still going to be enamored with that hey, you got this show because Wendy is not well, you know. You got this time slot because Wendy is not well, right? Because had Wendy been well, there wouldn't be no time slot for you. So she's going to have to prove herself, you know, for 2 years at most. I'm sure she's going to get comments after that, but it's not going to be as drastic because, you know, people are forgetful. There's new things that's going to come out in the media and stuff. So unfortunately, she's going to have to prove herself. Let's see. I think most Wendy watchers will not. Okay, I read that. No, you don't have to super chat me. I mean, I appreciate it if anybody does. Thank you, though. In the daytime television executive world, she's being offered this opportunity because Wendy Williams is no longer there. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But she was offered or supposedly supposed to get a show through CBS, but they gave Drew Barrymore a show instead of her. And I also said, if you missed it, Warrior, that Sherri Shepherd has hosted her own game show called The Newlywed Game. I used to have that show where they have like 3 couples on that show. They compete for a honeymoon vacation. So she can host. She can definitely host her own show. Definitely. Like, she's capable and talented enough. I just don't like the transition of how it worked and how it was the scandal, how it was scandalous. It was enamored with Wendy's problems. I just didn't like that, you know. She is starting conversations. Well, I mean, I think she means well, but she says she's not replacing Wendy. When she said, I'm not replacing Wendy, in her mind or in her PR strategy mind, she is saying that she's not trying to be Wendy. But there's a difference. You're not Wendy, but you still are replacing Wendy. And we're not saying you're replacing Wendy through her brand. We're saying you're replacing her through having her own time slot, right? And essentially, you're also replacing her through her brand as well, because you have her staff. Norman posted an IG post honoring Wendy Williams and honoring Sherri Shepherd as his next leader or whatever. Look it up on Instagram. So essentially, you are replacing Wendy's brand by taking her staff, but you're not her. Like, you know, you're taking her behind the scenes people, but you're not her. So yes, simply put, you are replacing Wendy. Okay, you're replacing her show by having your own show. You know, that's what you're doing. You're replacing her. You are. I believe your commentary is fair. Black women are not going to support her. See, and then that's another thing. A lot of people are also bringing up her past with the baby and, you know, and the husband and stuff like that. That's a problem. She has proven herself. That's why she's getting her own show. Yeah, I'm not minimizing her talent. What I'm saying is, had Wendy Williams came back as she promised us that she was coming back, Debmar Mercury wouldn't sit there and show. They wouldn't, right? She got the show because a lot of people said she should be the permanent guest host. They didn't say she should be the host of the Wendy time slot. They said she should be the permanent guest host. And yes, she should get her own show, but not take Wendy Williams' show over with her own show. There's a difference, you know? So she's proven herself and she has the talent and the capabilities, but the transition of how she got it is very dirty and fishy. You see what I mean? And I don't blame Sherri. I'm not blaming her at all. I blame the video that was put out by Wendy, because that's the reason why Debmar Mercury decides to pull the plug. Because y'all do recall that we're going to give Wendy time from now all the way up to September of next season and monitor her to see if she's able to come back. And if she can't come back, that's when they're going to pull the plug. But by her putting out that video on the beach walking on her own personal Instagram page, that sets a different narrative through her own bosses, who has advertisers and who's putting out a statement that Wendy is still healing. She is not well with the Graves' disease and whatnot. But here you are on Instagram. So we have two different things. We have Wendy coming out, showing us that she's mentally able. Then we have Debmar Mercury posting these past several months that Wendy has Graves' disease. It's the reason why she's taken off. What's the truth? So by that, they had to pull the plug because it hurts them as a company. PR-wise, it hurts them as a company, so they had to pull the plug. and say, you know what, we're not going to wait until next year, next season. We're going to pull the plug because how dare she put out a video when she's not taking our calls, allegedly. She's ignoring us. She's not talking to us. She's only talking to her son. She's not even talking to her manager, Bernie, allegedly. So, you know, I honestly feel like Denmark Mercury gave her a lot of time. They went through a lot with her. And I personally feel like I don't see, based on what we've seen so far, I'm not pissed off at them. I think that they did a decent job. They gave her enough time. They were going to give her until next year, next the fall coming up in September, right? They're going to give her that, right? But when she put out that video, and they even acknowledges, I said this before, people.com put out that statement. People.com even acknowledges in a quote, right, that the reason why, they even said it because of that video. They said it in a nice way, but that's the reason why. So I guess it's her time. I don't know. I don't know. That's what God does. That's him. You know, unfortunately, she got the show under dirty light transitions and stuff. So if anybody want to come on, I'm gonna let someone come on, but please, when you come on, no derogatory words, because I'm going to be posting this on my YouTube. No, speak how I'm speaking. Don't use derogatory words, you know, because YouTube censors that. Because that's pretty much the most powerful thing you said was that Sherri has to prove herself. Wendy Williams, health, allegedly, addictions, allegedly. Yeah, she has to prove herself for the 2 years, because there's a large swath of people that are saying that she took her show, and the only reason why she's getting her show is because Wendy's gone. She didn't get the show on her own accord. She got her show through default. Kind of like how Kamala Harris, and I know this is controversial, Kamala Harris' political career is by default because she dated a man in California while he was married. Her VP pick was by default for optic reasons. So it's not out there like that, right? Like Meghan McCain's career is by default. It's not by her own accord because of who her father is, correct? So, you know, honest how it is. So, Buzzword, I'm about to have you on, but no derogatory words, please. I appreciate it. You know, let me see if I can have you on. Let's see. Do this real quick. All right, let me take this off. What's up, my friend? What you got to say?
Hey, what's going on?
Good. What's your commentary? Don't make it too long, because I'm about to get off a little bit. So
No problem, no problem. You can't hear my background, can you? Because I'm actually listening to a Zoom meeting that I already know about.
no, please unmute. Please mute that. I don't want to hear that.
Okay, got you. You can't hear it, can you?
No, I
Okay,
can't.
good.
No.
Okay, good. So I just want to make this quick. So everything you said is what I've been trying to get across on social media, which is part of the reason why I had to get off social media, because I was all in the comments like, windmilling. I'm like, you know what? Let me get off social media, because I was saying the exact same thing that you're saying. It's not even about Sherri. It's because Sherri's a great talent. She held it down. Nobody is disputing that. But it's the transition that's so tacky, which is leaving a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And I feel bad for Sherri, because she's going to get the backlash just because she's the face, even though it's the company, it's Denmark Mercury who's really at fault for this. Because first of all, go to Wendy's show page right now. People are pissed. Because they don't like the fact that all of a sudden they just start posting Sherri. Now, granted, the guest hosts always get their little posts, but they're doing extra posts for Sherri now. So it's like they're trying to slowly turn this into her page, and people are like, wait a minute. Wendy earned these 2 million followers. You're not about to just low key transfer this over to Sherri's page and she gets automatically 2 million followers. Stuff like that. People are not appreciating. People are not appreciating the fact that they're slowly but surely taking down her YouTube. videos. It's like we understand you guys were more than patient in regards to giving her time and all that. So we understand if she's not well enough or for some reason all this stuff is going on in her personal life that she can't come back, whatever it may be. We get that. Y'all were patient, whatever. But the way that they're doing it is just so tacky. It ain't even about her leaving the show.
I highly disagree with you about Denmark Mercury. I think they gave her more than enough
That's what I'm
time.
saying. No, I agree with you. They
I
gave
know,
her more
but
than
you
enough
said it's
time.
their
But
fault. I don't think it's their fault. You also got to remember when Nick Cannon had that backlash. Nick Cannon's talk show was supposed to appear last year, but when he
mhm.
had that podcast and he made those controversial comments toward the Jewish community, Denmark Mercury didn't cancel him. They pushed his back. They pushed this show back a year later, which is this year.
Mhm.
So and this is facts. This is facts. I'm not even saying my opinion. And in fact, factually, they gave her more than enough time. This ain't her first time taking off all day. She took
No,
off all day
you probably
another time
didn't hear
before.
me. I said they gave her more than enough time.
No,
I
but
agree.
like I heard you blame Denmark Mercury or said, something. No, but I disagree. I think I think they're doing good. I don't
No,
blame them
I
at
blame
all.
them for the transition of how tacky this is, not for them moving forward with Sherri.
No, I don't blame him for the transitions either. It's
It's
Wendy's fault.
tacky.
I love Wendy, but I think I got to be factual. It's her fault or
Oh,
whoever
it's
posted that
her fault,
video.
but the transition is tacky. They're
But
taking
it's
down her
it's
youth.
Wendy's fault. You got to understand when you are in media, you have advertisers, you have stakeholders, you have people that are paying the company in order for them to transition those payments to salaries for people that work there. And so by them putting out this narrative for almost a year that Wendy has Graves' disease and she has this and that, she's not, able to come to her show. And Wendy having whoever post that video out there where she is supposedly mentally competent, now you have two different narratives. And that puts a different net company now. Now me as Denmark Mercury, you're calling me a liar. You're saying, wait, Denmark Mercury is saying this, but Wendy's putting out a statement saying that. And now, like brand wise, that hurts me and my advertisers. That hurts my money. So, I'm sorry, but we got to pull the plug on you as opposed to before you put out that video, waiting until next year, September, to see if you are mentally able to have your show back, right? Because they were going to give her a time frame until September. Until she put out that video, that's when they said we're going to pull the plug. I can hear the background. Can you mute that for me? Yeah. But thank you for your comment. I appreciate it.
Okay, just wanted to say, no, I agree with you about them moving on. Definitely. They gave her more than enough time. I just feel like this transition could have been better. Like it almost
Well,
seemed like.
Wendy's not talking to anyone. She's not answering her managers, allegedly.
But
She's not
listen, but
answering
you
her
want to
team.
know why? Because they were leaking out information. Supposedly, all these crazy stories came out from her staff and producers and everything else. So she
Yeah, we
started.
don't know who, but I mean, I doubt Bernie is leaking out information. Bernie's a legend in his business. He used to be the manager for Rosie O'Donnell. I doubt he's leaking out information, or whoever. Like, I highly doubt that. Like, come
Right.
on, like you're hurting yourself if you leak out information and you get exposed. So she's paranoid. I feel, which she has every right to be paranoid because same thing with Meghan McCain. People were leaking out stories about her, and so she felt paranoid about that. So I get that. But I mean, you have to kind of meet somebody, if not halfway, at least quarterly, and be like, and talk to somebody other than your son. You see what I mean? Because this is business that you're trying to do. But she's gonna come back. Like I had someone tell me she's gonna come back, and I can see her coming back in a different way. She's coming back. She's not done.
Oh yeah, and I agree.
Yeah, but I don't blame them on Mercury. I think they more than well, like stood up for her and had her and dealt with her. Although there were talks saying that they were released her like way long time ago, since that issue with the husband and when she took time off then with the divorce and everything with the Sharina and everything. I heard they were trying to replace her a long time ago, but it wasn't the right time. So, but in my opinion, I think they did well, with how they handled it. It's Wendy's fault. It's whoever posted that video. It's their fault.
Yeah, I agree. And I think she did it because, again, it goes back to paranoia. All this stuff with Wells Fargo, she probably felt like she had to put that video up to show that she was in sound mind. Yeah. But even though if you think about it, she wasn't in sound mind because it sounded like she was a little off because she was forgetting her age
She
and then her
was
mother?
in that video because her son asked her a question, and then in that question he put praying. People are also praying for you. She didn't answer the question. She said, "Oh, people are praying for me. Oh, thanks." But she forgot to answer that question. The
Right.
age
So I
wrong.
think it
And
is
that video was allegedly old. Although the YouTuber who I love said that it's not according to her source, but that. Well, like Chronicle Speaks does a great job when she does the Wendy stuff, but she says she doesn't believe it's no, but that video is questionable. It's old.
it's questionable, but I think maybe Wendy is having cognitive issues.
Right,
And
and I
maybe
understand like her way of interviewing people is different from mine. Like I'm more of a Wendy type. Like I'm gonna ask you the question. I don't care how you feel about it. But with these other YouTubers, they like to keep it polished and stuff. But no, that video is questionable. It's highly questionable.
oh
The
no,
time frame of that video,
I agree it's
it's
highly
questionable.
questionable.
Yeah.
But I do believe maybe we were seeing her having some cognitive issues. Maybe that was maybe that was
She had
part.
cognitive issues on that show, and I noticed it. But I think, like I said, I think it got worse. That's why I feel like it got worse. It got worse.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't. Oh, it's my Is the thing. Maybe it's showing her with her cognitive issues.
No, what I'm saying is when she was hosting that show through the past several years, I can hear the background a little bit. When she was hosting that show, she had cognitive issues, like, but it wasn't, she was still able to do the show, like, but she had Norman to help her. We all noticed it. I noticed it, that something was off. I noticed it. Something was off, definitely. Something was off, you're back? Okay, because I hear stuff. Yeah, something was off. Something was off with her on the show. But you want to add anything else before I
I'm
get you
here.
off?
Hold on, I'm here. Something's going on with my phone. Hold on.
All right.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just
Yeah.
heard the background. But you want to add anything else before I let you go?
Okay, perfect. Sorry.
Wanna...
What was going on with my speaker? I was there for a moment and I couldn't hear y'all or see y'all. Y'all get? I can't even see y'all now.
Do you want to add? Do you want to add anything else before I let you go?
Hello.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to let her go.
No.
All right. So I'm gonna have to let you go because I hear stuff in the background. I can't have that on here. Let's see if I read any of y'all comments. Wendy is not a god. Everyone is replaceable, even in this is business. It shouldn't be made personal. Wake up. Yeah, it's business. It's business. That's what I'm saying. It's business. I don't blame them on Mercury. I feel like they handled the situation as greatly as they can business-wise, which is the reason why someone put out that statement saying Wendy understands this, but Wendy didn't put out that statement. Her PR person put out that statement, and someone checked him on her personal Instagram story. The most powerful thing you said was that Sherri has to prove herself. Wendy Williams' health allegedly addictions, allegedly issues, but per her show and her career, yeah, she has to prove herself. She has to, anyone has to when they do a show, but she definitely has to prove herself even more because you're given a show on a silver platter. You're being given a show. She was given a show, right? Earned this show by her own accord by auditioning like everyone else does. But this is not me hating on Sherri. Like I said, I want her to do well. I'm just stating how I see it. And so that's the real. So if anybody else want to come on, I'm gonna pin the link to come on. It's pinned if anybody want to come on. The Sherri crying thing was weird, but then she called on God, so now I can't see. No, I don't think that was weird. I don't think her crying was weird. I actually teary-eyed with her because I get her. I understand her. And someone who I sort of know who's in a business said that, if you're not in your entertainment business, please don't comment on things that are within the production of entertainment or within the workings of entertainment because a lot of people don't know what they see. Like, it's so easy to look at a Wendy show and say, man, it's so easy to host a show, but it's really not. You have a lot of people behind the scenes that makes it look easy. Then you have Wendy, who is talented, that is also making it look easy. It's not easy. It's not. It's really not easy. Like, literally, it's kind of like you watching America's Got Talent, you watching somebody singing, like, man, I can go up there and do better. No, it's not. Or you watching somebody get bit by a dog. Man, if that dog was about to get me, I would have did something. No, it's like, it's either fight or flight. That's what you're going to do. It's not easy. But Wendy made it easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's so not easy. No, it's not easy. A lot of people can't sit on a chair and talk for, well, I'm talking for almost an hour. A lot of people can't sit on a chair and talk hot topics for 20 to 25 minutes like Wendy does, right? A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't do that. You know, a lot of people get nervous. You know, Wendy don't care. Adjust the wig, the fly, the drinking, the coffee. Phoenix, you come back, Phoenix. I'm sorry, you was on. I'm gonna have you come on. A lot of people can't do that like Wendy does it, and you know that was her competitive advantage. That was what made Wendy more. Her positioning was more suitable against like her competitors, meaning that she had her own thing. A lot of people didn't do what she did. No one did what she did on TV. No one. You have Jimmy Fallon, you have Jimmy Kimmel, you have Ellen DeGeneres. Who else is a current talk show host? Nick Cannon. You have the Real Tribe. And when Chris Brown read the hell out of them, then they switched gears. The View, like a lot of, no one does it like Wendy. That was her competitive advantage. What sets yourself up against your competitors is what Wendy had. Her being unfiltered. That was her competitive advantage. That's what Wendy was. So yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to give her show a try. I'm going to give Sherri Shepherd show a try. I mean, I enjoy watching her. I watched her yesterday, but it's not the same as Wendy. It's not. It's really not the same as Wendy. Like, I got to understand when I was depressed, when I'm going through stuff, when I just want to watch TV and eat a meal, eat all the carbs, I'm going back to the YouTube people that post Wendy's Ask Wendy. They like do a montage and they post a lot of them. Like they have co-host Colby, then they have Dylan. Like I watch her, like I can sit there and watch a whole 2 hour and 30-minute Ask Wendy because she has a great presence and a great personality for television. Like I don't get bored. Like she's good at it. She's good. I can sit there and watch her like all day, and that will take my mind away from whatever I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? So that's what she brought me, and that's what she brought to a lot of people, right? And so no one can take that away from her, regardless of how you feel about her. But like I said, it was the video that messed everything up. But like I said, I can see her coming back because if you know Wendy, like she say, she's a plotter. She's gonna plot on you. And I can see her coming back possibly maybe with Spotify, Sirius XM. She can literally do like a Joe Rogan and have her own show like on YouTube and on other platforms and be successful that way. People will watch. People would watch. But yeah, so that video of Wendy that's out on Instagram that was posted by the Shade Room and by the YouTuber Chronicle Speaks, that video is highly questionable. It's high, like I questioned it as soon as I saw it, because if you've been a Wendy fan and you know Wendy, like, like, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I know you don't want to discount your source, the person that sent you that video Chronicle, but come on now, like, that video to me is not right. Okay, so I have somebody, Phoenix G. Remember, when you come on here, no derogatory language. I ain't trying to get YouTube, to do nothing bad. All right. Hey, Phoenix G, what you got to say, my friend?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Oh, you a dude. All right, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, so let's begin by saying happy Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And also let's pray for Ukraine right now because there's a lot that's going on.
Yeah.
All right, so now as far as Wendy Williams, she's been off. Let's be honest. Wendy's been off ever since her marriage ended. So that's number one. Everything's been going down ever since. Now, as far as Sherri has owned her spot to be where she's at. And I disagree with you for saying that, it was given to her. Nothing was given to her. Just like your position was never given to you. You earned it. And that's the same thing for Sherri. Because Sherri is extremely talented. And there has been a lot of different hosts and hostesses, but they decided to give it to Sherri because she's the one that shined out of everybody that hosted Wendy Williams show. So I just feel like people are not giving Sherri her credit, and everyone has their time. It's her time. You can't take that away from her. It's her time, just like it's your time. Because I remember when you first started, you didn't have a lot of people. You know, I remember that. And I remember you had just quit your job. You were going through things. And
that
now
was not when I first started. Not to
Huh?
cut you off, but everyone always say, I remember when you first started, but that's not the essence of me first starting. Yeah, I get these, and I appreciate the comments when they tell me that. I'm like, no, you wasn't here 2016. That's when I first started this channel. But what else you got to say?
Well, what I'm trying to say is, like, regardless, whether it's 2016 or 2018, 19, you had to start somewhere. And when you started, you didn't start with 35,000 K or, you know,
no,
10K.
Of course not.
Well, that's my point. You've earned it. So has Sherri. So I don't think she was given or was given to her on a platter. You know, Sherri's father wasn't a producer. Sherri's father wasn't, you know what I mean, a politician that she was given. No, none of that. So I don't feel like it was given to her. I think she earned it. And it's time for us to... Are you
in the media business?
Huh?
Are you in the media business?
I am. I'm in the performing arts. I am.
So what, theater?
Acting, theater.
Well, that's different from a talk show. So,
TV and theater.
But it's still it's I don't know what it is, but I can tell based on what you're telling me, it's different because like Leah Remini also had good ratings from that show. I mean, that can be said that, hey, and there was also sources saying that they were going to give her that show. But of course, they know better. Debmar Mercury, the media business, know better that inclusion, diversity matters, and people want to see people that look like me or people that look like Sherri Shepherd on TV now. That's just the rule of business. It's not because they feel like it's the right thing to do. It's because they see that money is there in that industry now compared to what it was 20 years ago. So yes, Sherri Shepherd got good ratings along with Leah Remini on that show. But you also got to understand, had Wendy been well and had she been able to come back after releasing 3 statements, Sherri Shepherd would not been offered a show by Debmar Mercury because there's no show to be offered for her, right?
But we don't know that. You don't know that.
Yes, we do.
What I'm trying to say is you don't know if she would have been offered a show or not. Maybe not.
You also have to realize that when you have a talk show, you go through an audition phase. You are tested in 4 markets.
In general for anything.
Right. So Sherri is given that show she's skipping that phase and she's going to audition. She's not auditioning. She's skipping that phase instead of like Wendy or Jerry O'Connell or like The Real, you're given like Chicago, Texas, Philadelphia, LA, like high marketplaces that where the money is with media. You're tested for like 6 weeks, 3 weeks. They test you and see if you can captivate an audience. And if you can't, then that show doesn't do well. Jerry O'Connell couldn't captivate an audience. So that's it, right? So with Sherri, she's not going through that. She's skipping that, right? And she's automatically being given a show.
I don't think so. I disagree with you.
She is. I'm telling you.
And reason why I disagree with you, it's because obviously they're seeing that she's pulling audience. And you're right. In regards to money, they go where the money is, and Sherri is where the money is because Sherri is pulling the audience. That's why. So it's not giving to her. It's she's showing that she can pull the audience. She can give them the money. You know, it's all about where the money. You're right, because it's still show business. And that's what people don't understand. It's still, the show must go on. Regardless if Wendy is there or not. Someone has to take her spot. Someone has to refill that spot. So basically, Sherri has proven to them, the producers and everyone else, that she's able to get the audience, and she's able to get the numbers, and then numbers and audience equals money. So Sherri equals the money.
I don't think we're gonna know the truth until we actually see her host a show to see what her number is. But you also got to understand that basically, I don't know what the legalese are around with the Facebook pages, but with YouTubers and everything, we have an analytics website that we used to always go to, but it's no longer like active. That company shut down. But and one YouTuber talked about this, but if you look at it's called Social Blade. If you look at their website, you can see that they're deleting Wendy Williams' old videos, and you can see just like negative numbers. So anyway, she is taking over Wendy's show, not only through the time slot, but also through her brand identity, because your staff is coming in. From my knowledge, she only has one person that's working for her staff, John Murray, and she has her publicist and everything, but she's taking Wendy's staff. She's taking. Supposedly she's also taking her social media. Like I don't think she's starting over.
Well, I don't think it's Sherri that's doing it. But then again, regardless, her staff still has to work. It's not that she's taking them; they still have to work. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, they have to work. They have to work. They're taking them as a pay cut.
Yeah, exactly. So they still have to work. So it's not, she's not taking her staff. Her staff needs money to support their family and themselves. So they have to work regardless of who is in the chair. She's not taking them.
Yeah. But you also got to realize there's another side of the point. A lot of people say, well, she got good ratings. Yes, she's a good talent, but they're also expecting Wendy to come back. You know, it was always guest host, or last week it was permanent guest host. And now it's like, you know, you're being replaced by Wendy. So you got to realize, people from my standpoint, that is saying that the only reason why she got those ratings is because, like, pop culture is her lane. She's a Black woman and she's funny like Wendy as well, but in a different way. And people were expecting Wendy to come back. Same thing with The Real. When Tamar was in there, people were expecting Tamar to come back, which is why The Real still had the same ratings, right? But until they found out she was fired, The Real flopped with their ratings, right? So it's the same way. So, but we're not going to know until, give it the first week, first month of her show in September, whether or not, if people are going to accept her. If she's going to do well or not, I can't tell, because nowadays it's different. Like, the people are off, but you got to also realize that, yeah, I mean, she didn't get the show on her own accord. She got the show through Wendy not being there. There's a time slot there for her to get it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So Nick Cannon got his own show on his own accord, right? Because different time slot, right? Sherri Shepherd didn't. She didn't get it.
But you also got to understand too. You said, okay, she got it because she's a Black woman. But we got to understand, Black women, if you're a Black woman, you got to show, you have to be 10 times better than your counterpart. So that was an advantage because she was a Black woman. Actually, it was harder for her, and she had to prove herself more than anything. Being a Black woman, it's the truth. As a Black woman, or as a Black person, or minority for that matter, you have to prove yourself.
No, I understand that happens in a lot of industries, but you got to realize, in the media business, a lot of these companies, they have a mission and vision statement, and that's inclusivity, that's diversity, and that's not because they want to be accepting of me or you. It's because they see the money in that, right? And they see the value that it brings to people of color, because people of color and Black people are the people that consume these shows.
And guess what?
It's all about money.
And it's about time. And it's about time. It's about time they see the value. So it's
called mainstream. This is the phrase I come up with. It's mainstream media versus reality. The mainstream perception of this is they see money. The reality is they're not going to accept it, but they see money with it, right? Perfect example. Fox Soul is a Black network, and it's under Rupert Murdoch. It's under Fox News.
True.
But they tout that they're a Black show. Rupert Murdoch, Fox News, is known for saying some controversial things about people of color, minorities, right? But they see the money in creating another platform for Black people, right? So they created a Fox Soul, correct? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. And it's I'm giving you a little like consultation in the media business. It's just how it is. It's not right, but that's just how they see it.
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's business as well. You know what I mean? So this is business. And people got to understand, like I said, the show must go on. So I don't know why everyone's blaming Sherri for this, because she's not to blame.
No, I had to explain, because you're like, well, Black people still go through things and they still got to work 10 times harder.
Because you
yes,
mentioned
it's true. That's correct. They do. But in the essence of media, a lot of these businesses are starting to operate with the mainstream perspective, saying, okay, we're going to have a minority thing going on. We saw it with ABC. ABC does the same thing with the hosts. You know, it's like, so.
Yeah, but that's nothing new, though. What you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. Like I said, I'm with Bevy Smith on this. I can't explain to people who's not in the business, because it's like, it's hard to explain. People don't understand.
Yeah, but what you're saying is nothing new. Black people and minorities has always been the mainstreams. It's just that now we're getting recognized. So that's like saying, like, Black and minority people are the most diverse and most group of people that purchases, spend money as far as, like, stores, clothing and everything else. It's just now they're being recognized. But what you're saying, it's nothing that's new for Black or minority people.
No, it's like I said, it's business, and media is starting to see that. It's they're starting to see that. That's where the money is. So this is why we have a Fox Soul that's under Fox News or Fox Corporation. and they were going to hire Leah, but you know, that would have gotten huge backlash, I'm sure, and it wouldn't work. So Demi Mercury is smart. They're seeing this, okay, well, we need a black woman to replace another black woman. And Sherri Shepherd also done good with ratings, so we're going to hire her instead. Okay. I'm not minimizing her talent. She's capable. I said the same thing with Nichelle Turner on Entertainment Tonight. After 41 years, they decided to hire their first black anchor. They decided to hire her, in my opinion, because of damage control. Because what happened with the talk, with the racist stuff. You know?
Yeah, and it's the same thing that's happening to the Supreme Court as well.
And she took that as I'm minimizing her talent. No, I'm not minimizing you. I'm saying that your transition to this new accolade is based on them trying that work. It's based on publicity. That's what they're doing to you. Same thing with Sherri. It's also based on that as well, unfortunately. You know.
But when you say you got to use your words differently, because when you say that it was given to her, that's minimizing her talent.
If I'm a straight shooter like Wendy, my friend, I mean,
that's fine. We can agree to disagree,
but that's why I love the woman. That's why I like her. I'm like, I don't care how people feel about my commentary. I try to be fair, but I'm just being honest. She, like I said, she hosted a show on Newlywed Game. I used to watch that show. You're probably a little younger. I don't know, but I used to watch her show when she used to host that show, game shows, and I liked it. I'm not saying that she's not able to do it. I'm just saying the transition is dirty and is off. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can understand how you feel, but to blame her,
it's facts. It's
but
not
to
how
blame
I feel.
her, but to blame her, it's
not her fault. I'm not blaming her. I'm just.
But I feel like a lot of people are, and then for you to say it was given to her, it's blaming her. It's putting.
I'm not blaming her. It's not her fault. It's Wendy's fault for putting out that video. I don't know if you just got here. That video that whoever put that out said a different narrative. You know, you got to watch the earlier part of the stream. You probably just came on. You got to watch the earlier part. They were going to wait until they were going to monitor Wendy's health from now all the way to next until September. But by her putting out that video showing that she's mentally able, but there's a narrative in the media saying that she is not able. Now my advertisers and my stakeholders, me as Demi Mercury, I'm going to end up losing money because now my credibility as a business is on the line. So now I got to pull the plug on your show, Wendy, and have Sherri Shepherd host it. Right?
Well, let's be frank. Wendy needs to take care of herself. She needs to take care of her mental health and her physical health. That's number one. Health is wealth. Without your health, you can't do anything.
But she's going to come back in a different way. I hear things.
I agree. But we're also speculating as well too. So there's a lot of things that we don't know. I'm
not speculating. I hear things. We bloggers, we hear stuff.
Well, hearing things and knowing things are two different things. Some people, we could hear things, doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
All right. Warrior, if you want to come back on, you can come back on. All right, you want to add anything else before I let you go?
No, I don't. Was nice talking to you.
You too,
so
man.
Wishing everyone a good day. All right, you take care.
Right, thanks, bye. Wendy did her show dirty. She's still... for now, Rubies, for now, she's still like, even when the show ends, you see just Wendy, like she's getting money for now. Let me read y'all comments. I didn't know the stream was going to go as long as it is. Let's see if I missed anything. Warrior. Okay, Warrior wants to come on. No cursing, no derogatory words, please. I appreciate it. What's up? You're on, Warrior.
Okay, it's like I'm getting a horrible echo. Can you hear
me? Yeah.
Good. Okay, great.
What's your comment?
Okay, so I'm just happy for Sherri, extremely happy for Sherri, and I am.
Are you the same guy that was on before, Phoenix? You sound exactly like him.
Phoenix, no.
Okay, but go ahead, carry on.
Yeah, and I'm very disappointed that Sherri is getting such backlash when she was simply coming on as a guest. And she didn't know this was all possible in the beginning. You know, it just kind of happened. And then the doors open and everyone's treating her like the villain.
I'm not. I'm just.
I know. No, and I love your commentary, bro. You're giving a very professional.
I'm being honest, but I don't want to cut you off. I just want to say this. It's like with the other guy that was on. It's like if I say something critical about somebody, or if I call it out like it is, people see it as, oh, I'm painting that person as, oh, I don't like them, or they're talented, or whatever. No, it's because people aren't still used to hearing someone just give it up straight. to them. You see what I mean? They're just used to hearing someone's polished or whatever. This is why I align myself with Wendy and, you know, the Howard Sterns who went corporate media or whatever, but I don't like him anymore.
Exactly.
Or the Joe Rogans or whatever, because it's like they don't beat around the bush. Like the guy before, I'm like, no, dude, I'm not about to like paint it a different way. I'm going to call it how it is. I don't got time to like make you think that I like her or don't like her. I mean, I'm just going to give it to you how it is. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's how it is. But go ahead. My bad. I cut you off. What else you got to add? That's it?
Yeah, bro. I think you're doing a very good job of giving fair.
Well, like your comment about Kamala Harris. It's true. Kamala Harris' career got accepted by default. She dated a man.
Yeah, you know, on the same note, I feel like
whatever. She dated a man, 29. He was 60. She was a side chick. He had multiple side chicks while he was married. What is a 29-year-old doing married to a 60, being with a 60-year-old man, you know, besides having an ulterior motive politically? And he helped Nancy Pelosi's career. I'm not sure if he dicked her down or not. He helped Gavin Newsom's career, but she apparently, you know, got dicked down allegedly by him, you know, and it's industry person, you know, that's what she was. So I'm just calling out like it is. I'm not here to be biased on somebody based on their color. That's just not how I operate. I know that's what the media does now. It's like left versus right. That's not what I do. Like I'm gonna be factual. Like it's time. We want equality, right? We want everybody to be treated the same, correct, right? So let's not also be biased because that person is black or whatever. Like with Whoopi, I was calling it out like it is. I'm not defending her because she's a person of color. I'm saying like what she said was wrong, right? Kamala Harris, same thing, you know. But yeah. So
okay, and I have a question. Like, okay, I have StreamYard and YouTube at the same time. So if I get rid of StreamYard, if I get rid of Wendy Williams, I mean the YouTube thing, like. Because I'm hearing everything you're saying is coming to me in double. It's a horrible sound on my end.
That's you. That's not me. I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, because I have like two. I have the StreamYard up and the YouTube up. So if I click out,
you have two different devices?
No. I'm on my desktop, and I'm saying I have the YouTube in one part, and then I pulled up StreamYard. There too. So if I
I always wondered how it is because when I look at other YouTubers when they're using theirs, it's not like that. It's like it's as if I'm on their YouTube page. It's not two different things. So I'm not sure like what you're seeing. You see what I mean? I'm not. You got to come on camera and show me, or at least block your face and come on camera and show me.
No, and my thing is I don't want to click off StreamYard because then I'm gonna click myself off, and then if I click off YouTube, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna click off. So
yeah, but it's confusing because if you go on YouTube. I'm still on live because this StreamYard is linked to YouTube, correct? So I get a lot of comments saying that I get a lot of comments with people telling me they don't know how to send me a super chat because they're on StreamYard. I'm like, well, my StreamYard is connected to YouTube. And then when I'm listening to a YouTuber, they're on StreamYard. I don't have that issue. It's like I'm on their YouTube page.
So this is my first time on StreamYard. So if I speak to you just on YouTube alone, like, do I have to go through StreamYard to be live with you?
No, you can do it through YouTube. Yeah, you can do it through YouTube. Well, now he's off. you can do it YouTube. Okay, let me read this. Okay, so he was saying leave Kamala Harris alone. This is what I got on him. He's leave Kamala Harris alone. Harris is being pulled by the right-wing mob as a BLK bedwitch. That is not fair. In her past, she's been married almost 20 years. They are trying to erase image of her and pushing Sherri. If you go on Social Blade, which Chronicle Speaks did a great job with how she dissected. Like someone told her to go on Social Blade, which basically is a website that used to be, I think they're down now, like they no longer are in company, but you can still go on there and it tells you an estimate of how much a YouTuber makes, how much subscribers they have. And if you go on their page, you can see a negative, like in a lot of numbers, which basically means when you have those red numbers, it means you're deleting videos or you're privating videos. You're doing either or. And so what they're doing is they're taking those videos down or they're privating those videos of Wendy. So by them doing that, I'm assuming that they're going to take her channel over as a Sherri Shepherd channel, right? So if they do that, it's going to be more backlash. It's like you're not getting your own YouTube channel by your own accord. Like Wendy grew that. That channel is like 14 years old. Like she grew that fan base by her, right? So with Sherri Shepherd having that new YouTube channel, well, not new, that Wendy's YouTube channel, you're also not getting that on your own accord as well. And I personally believe, because I used to follow the guy, well, now he privated his social media, Tristan Zimmerman. He's in charge of Wendy Williams' social media pages, right? He's a digital manager. So I'm assuming that they're going to take her YouTube page and put Sherri Show on there. They're going to take her Instagram, because Wendy made her own Instagram, or someone under Wendy who made her own Instagram, and they're going to take her Facebook page, and they're all going to change to Sherri. A lot of shows, when they start, they make their own pages. When Kelly Clarkson started, Kelly made her own page for her own show, right? The Real, same thing. The Talk, all of it. Sherri is being given the YouTube. I'm assuming she's been given the YouTube, right? Because what they're doing, they're deleting videos or privating videos of Wendy. So not only she's giving a show, she's getting a show replacing Wendy without auditioning, she's allegedly also taking over the YouTube page and the Facebook page and the Instagram page. So that don't make sense. And now, I can sit here and be like polished and be like bon vivant, as Wendy says, because like I know someone that knows Sherri, but I'm like, in order to, to like, how people is if they know somebody, but it's nothing against Sherri. This is me being honest how I feel. I'm not going to take away like how I feel based on facts. It's not even how I feel, it's facts. It's facts. Yes, she is talented to have her own show, right? Or to host a show, because she hosted her own game show solo before. She's been on The View on a panel, right? But the way this is been given to her is making her look bad. And it's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's not. You see what I mean? Warrior, do you have anything else you want to add? Because I see you in my queue. That is not true. They're not taking Wendy Williams social media followers and automating for them to allow. They are. Go on Social Blade. I'm going to show y'all. Since y'all not in the media, so y'all don't know. I'm going to show y'all. In Chronicle Speaks, the YouTuber did a good job dissecting it yesterday, although I disagree with her when she said that her source that sent her that video that they also sent to the Shade Room was not old. I think that video is old. I really do. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to show y'all. Let me give y'all a little 411 on the media YouTube stuff, all right? And this is, I got it from Chronicle Speaks, and Chronicle Speaks got it from one of her followers that told her to go on Social Blade. All right. I'm just going to show y'all. 1 second. Hold on. Let me take this off. I have so many tabs open. All right. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to show y'all. Okay. Y'all see this? A D-. Social Blade that tells you, basically it tells you your ranking, right? Based on what you're making, your numbers, your subscribers, how the engagement is. You see here on February 2nd, 2022, they deleted 787,702,610 views of Wendy. On February 14, 2022, they deleted 389,368,351 views. On the 15th of February, they deleted 216,445. In total, within the last 30 days, they deleted 1,171,754,737 views of Wendy Williams. So by this data, because this is facts, data is facts. This tells me by her getting a D-, Wendy should not have a D-. She should have an A based on her engagements on her show, right? By this, that tells me that Sherri Shepherd is going to be taking over her YouTube channel. Look here, they got her face and everything right here. See? So that's facts. That's what they're doing. I'm sorry that a lot of y'all don't like facts if you're on Team Sherri about this. I don't hate Sherri. I just go with facts. I'm not a YouTuber that's going to align myself and be biased because I'm a fan of somebody. I'm a fan of Sherri Shepherd, but I'm not going to sit here and be biased in her favor. I'm going to give y'all the honesty. Y'all may not like the honesty, but I mean, take it or leave it. Wendy Williams is 100% responsible. There was no way they were going to transition the show as safely, abrupt, and unexpected as going to be. I agree. Sherri has beaten the other guest hosts. It's timing, and people wrote on this show. It is, unfortunately. Jerry O'Connell filled in for Wendy during her time slot. He failed to her own show. Jerry was going to be after Wendy, and Wendy was going to be the executive producer of that show. But he had to audition Ruby's Gold. He auditioned for that show, right? He failed because the main markets in like Chicago, LA, they didn't like, he didn't pick up. Sherri is where she's supposed to be, and she has to pay her dues in the industry. Sherri's debut in September will be a massive success. Okay, we'll see. That's a nice pen, but I'm still disappointed. Stop minimizing a black. I'm not. I'm just being honest. Like I said, it is easier for Wendy's audience to get used to another black woman because the audience is. It's not a lot of. There's a lot of support for her, but I also see a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people are still mad about the baby situation, which has nothing to do with the show. But okay, Wendy has horrible scandals, right, with her husband allegedly, but. I'm not worried about the baby stuff because she's paying money for it. I just don't like how she's being put in this situation. That's all. Right? Money. And the only reason I'm critical of this is because that comment she made yesterday saying she can't replace the queen. You can put this in different words as you want. You could say you can't replace the queen, but you are replacing the queen with your own show. You are replacing the queen because you are taking her time slot. You wouldn't be replacing the queen if you had a different time slot. There's a difference. Y'all need to stop being biased. I understand the representation matters, and y'all want to be biased towards your people that look like you, but y'all got to be honest. Y'all got to be honest. It's time that we not be biased and be honest and be factual, right? Wendy did her own show dirty. She is. Okay. Oh, goodness. Oh, my. Y'all got to be honest. How are you doing? How you been doing? Hey, April. All right. I'm going to let you back on if you got anything else to add. Warrior. All right. Well, you're back on, Warrior.
Yeah. So I found out the solution. I had to get rid of the YouTube, and now I'm only in StreamYard, and I can hear you just fine. You can hear me just fine.
Okay, that's cool. You got anything else to add?
Yes, I'm so glad that you're addressing this issue because you're giving us a perspective on the behind the scenes and just from the business perspective, along with how it affects imaging and how people perceive the I guess because like you said, they're trying to rebrand her and to snub Wendy's audience or insult their intelligence by trying to coerce them into like automatically supporting Sherri when that may not be really what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then it's being done so quickly. So but then on the business end, they put a lot of money in Wendy, and so this whole backlash is a hurt for their business. So they're in they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So my question to you is, what would be your recommendation for this company, the executives, to transition Sherri? Because we agree Sherri has talent. We agree Wendy has a lot going on that isn't really good for any business. And what I would say to you is any podcast or anybody that's considering partnering with her, a lot comes with her. You see what I'm saying? And so if I was a businessman, as much as I respect Wendy, I wouldn't bet my millions of dollars on her, because from her health to potential addictions to her personal life, a lot comes with her that could jeopardize money in the future. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see Wendy as this like big cash cow because of all this current stuff that's going on with her. It's not good for business. You know what I'm saying? So with Sherri, I think Sherri's a stable, more reliable presence that is pretty much benefiting, as you stated, by the fall of Wendy Williams. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you, it is by default. But my question to you is, what would you recommend for the executives? How do you transition Sherri into her own show? But then respectfully do this in a way that doesn't insult Wendy's audience. How do you do that? What would you recommend?
The deal's been done already. So
I know. I know we can't change it, but I'm just saying, like, you have such strong opinions about, because what I don't like you said is when you said it's dirty. I don't like that part, because I feel like it's making a mockery of Sherri's innocence. I don't think she came on this show to take Wendy's show. And it makes it look like she's participating in something dirty. And the reality is, if you were given a show from where you are right now on this YouTube at Wendy Williams time slot, you would be a fool to say no. You would be a fool to say no.
Don't put me on this now.
No, but I'm just saying, if you were given an opportunity, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. You can say all that you're saying right now, but there's not one YouTube person on YouTube that would say, "Oh no, DeMont Mercury, I'm not going to take a show because I don't want to offend Wendy." Man, you out your mind. They're going to be like, "Hey, I'm going to give it a shot. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But I got to go to the next level." So what would you recommend?
If you've been watching me for like a year or some change, like even last year, then you would heard me say that they're going to try to slowly transition Wendy out, but carefully, and they're going to put someone else in because they've been trying to get rid of her for a long time,
Yeah.
What I would recommend is like for it to not be dirty, is for her to leave her show on her own accord, like to leave, like, and be honest with her viewers. That's what I would recommend. Wendy, to leave, to be honest.
Oh, you're saying Wendy. So your recommendation would be more so for Wendy, not.
No, this is not Sherri's fault. I'm not blaming her. I'm saying it's dirty because, I mean, I don't know if I got to explain it again, because it's like you have, before this came out, like last week, TMZ with all the sources, they had sources from come to them that said that they're going to monitor Wendy's health from now all the way to September. And if she's okay, they're going to give her her show back. But with that video,
exactly,
that came in this, and now DeMont Mercury is saying something else that makes DeMont Mercury look bad. So they had to pull the plug, and that's why I'm saying it's dirty, because it's now whoever, Sherri or Leah, if they either or had the same thing, dirty. They got the show's dirty. That's show business, and people say that in the comments, and that's right, it's show business. So how she got it is dirty. Is she capable of having her own show? Of course. I mean,
when you say dirty, I feel like that's so unfair. Because when you say it's dirty, you make it seem like you feel like she went under the table and just did something wrong.
No, not on her
part. Yeah, how she got it was dirty, bro. You're saying she got it dirty.
Yeah, no deal. Like, I mean, just like how she got it was dirty, because you got to also understand that you audition. Like, you're supposed to audition for a talk show. She's passing that phase. She's been given a show. I just showed you Wendy Williams analytics. They're deleting a lot of her videos, and Sherri's taking her channel. That's dirty as well. She's taking her social media allegedly. That's dirty too.
But I have a question.
It doesn't happen with talk shows. This is the first issue we had with a talk show that's been like this.
I agree. But what I will tell you is,
Wendy show's a little ghetto. So you got to understand it's different, which I like. And so this is the first time ever in the history of talk shows that something like this happens. You know?
Yeah, but my thing is that when you look at everything that Wendy Williams went through, and like you said, all the time they gave her, do you feel in a way she kind of put the executives, she put their back up against the wall, and they had to come out with some solution to save their,
That's what I said. That's the reason why they pulled the plug. Like the other girl I had on Buzzworthy, like, no, like DeMont Mercury did everything they can do to accommodate her. I don't blame DeMont Mercury. I blame whoever posted that damn video, because literally they're going to monitor her health until September, right? Until the fall. You see what I mean? The fall before.
But you're calling it dirty, though. You're calling it dirty, and I'm saying if they did everything that they can do, and now they're at a point now where they have to make an adult.
I'm not calling the company dirty. I'm calling how Sherri was giving her show. That's what I'm calling.
What else were they supposed to do if their back was up against the wall? What would you have recommended? Because I feel
this is a new thing.
You said what now?
Well, it's dirty because you're taking her social media. I don't know the legalese or what's in her contract, but normally when you get a new show, you start from the ground up with the social media. She's not starting from the ground up. She is starting with an audience already. That's why I'm calling it dirty, because it's not how the media works. You're supposed to get an audience on your own accord.
On your own. Now that right there, bro, I'm gonna give it to you. That right there on a principle, like self-made move, the way Oprah did it, the way Tyler Perry did it, the way just like you said, everybody else. Like if Sherri blows up on the back of Wendy Williams fans, it's going to be like, people can always say, you did not build this show. You got here by
default. That's why I said she has like 2 years to prove it. I'll give her like 2 years to prove it. If she can prove it to people that, hey, like, I could hold it down no matter what. Because, it's like, now you have a choice. You watch or you don't watch. And that's her own accord after having her own the show for, if it lasts, that's where she gets all the props. I'm not giving her props now because it's like,
it's too soon.
You didn't audition. I don't even think Nick Cannon auditioned, but Nick Cannon had a talk show on Nickelodeon in the past, I believe. Yeah, he had a talk show in the past on Nickelodeon. You didn't audition like Jerry O'Connell did. He auditioned, right? You didn't audition. You're taking over her social media pages. So it's like
you feel like this is already starting off on the wrong foot, and you're kind of
yeah, but she got a lot of supporters too, man. Like a lot of people are feeling how I feel, but then a lot of people are also like saying no. She like this is her show. Like let it be. We're gonna miss Wendy. But yeah.
Yeah, so I love your forecast. I'm so glad you're doing live because when you're like, like doing live with us, letting us come in, because it gives us a chance to really like engage with you more and really just have a different experience than just seeing you by yourself. So thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you. No, I wanted to do a live yesterday, but I was so busy. But no, I didn't even know this live was gonna be this long. Leave this woman alone. I'm just being honest. Listen, take it or leave. I'm just being honest, I'm speaking how, I mean, that's why I like Wendy or like, they're just, they get, it's not polished, so I'm just being honest.
Oh, one last question.
It's dirty.
But I have a question. But you said that you went to school for business.
Yeah.
So you finished school?
Yeah.
And is that like with a bachelor's in business?
Yeah.
Okay, so and you use that to do what you're doing now?
No, man, I just by reading and paying attention, it's just how it is. Just by reading and paying attention, and you don't need to have a bachelor's to understand. You could be knowledgeable without a bachelor's or a college degree. I don't even think Ryan Seacrest has a lot of these hosts, they don't have degrees in broadcasting and stuff,
Yeah, like Tyler Perry.
Debbie Smith don't even have a degree. Debbie Smith didn't even go to college.
Wow. So it's personality, business, I guess business common
No, but I have like media experience and stuff. Like I have worked with different media companies, but it's a long story. I talk about that on my second channel. It's a long story.
Well, see, I don't know about your second channel. I'm on this channel right here, bro.
No, I mean, this channel is for the topics, and this is my personal life. This is another story, man.
Oh, personal life.
Well, yes, I definitely. They didn't have a program, so I just decided to just major into something like, something.
Your personal life. So, I mean, is it like your small circle? You told me you ain't got no friends. You said we don't got no friends.
No, but my second channel is about that question that you're asking, it's a long story. Like you don't need
like everything. Okay.
Yeah, like a lot of even the old school people, or even like, I don't know, I can't just say old school because you asked me this question. Like they think that you need a degree in order to work in a given field. Yeah, to be a doctor, you have to, or to be a lawyer. But to be like, you can literally have a psychology degree and still be on TV, right?
Yeah.
Or you can be like an Ebony K. Williams and be a lawyer, but then decide to do Fox News, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and The View and Revolt TV and stuff like that. You don't need a degree and they're not looking at the degree. They're looking at your damn reel. Like they're looking at your face. If you're comfortable on the camera, that's what they're looking
at. And the ratings. How people connect with you.
And the ratings. Like Sherri Shepherd didn't go to college. That's another example. Like a lot of them, they don't go to college. They go in these clubs, man. They do comedic stuff. And then it takes a while, though. It takes a while.
To build, yeah.
Anya Love was an engineer. She didn't go to college for broadcasting,
Wow. Well, JDA, right? That's your screen
name.
Oh,
Jesus. Okay, we'll go by that.
It's JDA, right?
Well, okay.
What should be called?
JOA.
I'm so sorry. I always thought it was JDA.
No, it's fine. I don't care. I don't care.
Correcting me. I thought it was JDA, but it's JOA.
No, where's the D, man?
Bro, I'm sorry. It's my fault.
No, you want to add anything else?
I have an appointment like I'm 1 minute late, but I enjoy every second of this. So I'll definitely be trying to get in the next time you do it live. Thank you so much.
My friend. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right.
Bye.
All right, y'all. I'm going to read y'all comments. And then if y'all don't have anybody else want to come on, you can come on. If not, then I got to go. All right. Okay. Sherri's, where's she supposed to be? I'm trying to see where's the last comment I read. I'm going to help you out, Warrior, since you're trying to get off. Or unless you want to listen, you can listen. Let's see. Okay, so Sherri has been other guest hosts in show business is timing and people ride. It's show business. It is show business. Show business is dirty. It's dirty. I'm just giving you guys my factual analysis based on how talk shows normally work. You see what I mean? So like they normally have their own social media channels. They normally have to audition for shows, and by her not auditioning and like, even if she didn't audition show with a different time slot, I would not be talking how I'm talking now. I would say, you know what, she earned her dues because she used to be a host. You see what I mean? But by her it's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's just dirty. It's just how it is, you know. I mean, I guess we can blame her a little bit because she could have said, I don't want the show, but I don't know. Gerald Cano filled in for Wendy during her time slot. He failed. Yeah, but Jerry failed because he auditioned. He had a 3-week sneak peek. I think they gave him a 3-week instead of a 6-week, and it just didn't work out. Sherri did an audition. Sherri's where she's supposed to be, and she has paid her dues. Sherri debuts in September. Okay, we're going to see. All right, I already read these comments. Let me go back. Goodness. How are you doing? Okay, Wendy knows everything that's going on. Yeah, she's smart. Wendy knows. Also, I keep hearing Wendy has to hold on someone to walk. So how? Because I think she was without shoes, Sarah. And this is another reasoning, right? You bring up a good point because the video we saw like months ago with Daily Mail when she was coming out the wellness center, she had no shoes on, right? And she was with a Versace robe. So that's actually a good point because it's like on the beach, she was walking. She was walking good. That's another reason. That's a good point. I think Sherri does a good job. She can't help that she did it well and is likable, love Wendy, but she has no right to be mad. I wouldn't turn down. Hell no. I never said I would turn down the opportunity. I mean, I had to think about it when he called, but I mean, me personally, I wouldn't care like what people thought. I wouldn't care. I would not care. But I think Sherri did a good job in terms of the commentary she made because, like I said, good, really good. Like she still was appreciative towards Wendy, although she had that Sherri Shepherd cup on her desk. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when she addressed the blogs? Did I show y'all that video? I think I made a video on that. She addressed the blogs. And she said she's not replacing Wendy. Wendy's the queen. My video went viral. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all that video. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all that video. So this was on February 21st. This was 3 days ago. This was on Monday when she came to host, right? Let's see. All right, I posted this on my Twitter page and it went viral. It says, I got to thank the queen, Miss Wendy Williams, right? Notice that she has a Sherri Shepherd cup. Do y'all notice that? You see that right here? The Sherri Shepherd cup. All right, let me make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see it.
So much for
all right, y'all see this?
For you and just
hold on, let me stop it. Y'all see the Sherri Shepherd cup right here, the S? So she knows this is Monday. This wasn't yesterday when she announced it. This is Monday. She knew that she was gonna get the show, obviously, because you see the Sherri Shepherd cup right there. You see it? All right. So this was Monday. She didn't announce she was getting the show.
Again, I have got to thank the queen, Miss Wendy Williams. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So much for letting me fill in for you and just fill in the gap for you. So thank you so much, Queen.
Okay, but she never announced her show, but she knew clearly because she has a Sherri Shepherd mug right there. Hello, clearly she knew. I'm just being honest, And that video went viral because I had wrote, let's see, hold on. I wrote this on Twitter. I wrote, Sherri Shepherd thanks Wendy Williams for guest hosting her show despite reports that the Wendy Williams show is no more and being replaced by Sherri. This was Monday, February 21st. She just announced it yesterday. So I'm telling you, PR-wise, her team is on it. I give her team commendable for kind of like making it seem like everything is in, but me personally, I can see it, you know. let me read it. I think Sherri did a good job. She can't help that she did it well and is likable, love Wendy, but she has no right to be mad. All right, I already read that comment. Let me see. To be honest, Sherri Shepherd ain't going to make it. Oh, see, I told y'all there's people out there that is talking like that. To be honest, Sherri Shepherd ain't going to make it at all. The Sherri Shepherd show, I'll give it 2 seasons. Sherri Shepherd is boring. That's just my honest opinion. I respect your opinion, April. That was an old video. She was 56 and her mom was still alive. They are trying to pull one over on all of us. Leave this woman alone. Leave this woman alone. Leave this woman alone. All right, y'all, but that's the end of it. I thank y'all for watching. Give me a thumbs up, please, and thank you. This was an interesting live. I didn't realize it was going to be that interesting. Yeah, so her team got a pay cut because they're transitioning to Sherri, and it's the first season. So they get a pay cut. They don't get the same pay, right, as they did with Wendy, but Sherri get Wendy's show. That's kind of a little, you know, that's, at least they got a job, though. But, I mean, it's still kind of messed up that they don't get the same pay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Deuces. Yeah.